Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, good afternoon. I forget it's a matinee game sometimes. I'm Oz Phillips, and alongside me for this one is Bryan Shuttleworth as we bring the second home game of this series as the Blackburn Hawks face the Nottingham Lions. Now, so far, Bryan, every team has played 2 games. The Hawks have won 1, lost 1, the same as Nottingham Lions. What are you expecting from this today?
I'm expecting a closely fought competition. They had very similar results with Widnes, both teams, and very similar results with Sheffield. Both games with Sheffield were incredibly tight games, incredibly tight contests that were decided by a single goal, and in Blackburn's case, a penalty shot shootout. And of course with Widnes have been dominating the best part of every game that they've been playing from the second period onwards. So I'm expecting it to be very close between these two.
Indeed. Now, the Hawks have had 5 different scorers. All of them are on 1 goal apiece. Do you think that they need to be maybe putting more in front of goal?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's difficult to diagnose where the issue is at the moment there. It could literally be that the feeds aren't getting to the sticks of the right players. We're seeing a lot of potential build-up that's going well, but the goals aren't coming from it yet. Now, Nottingham having, frankly, the opposite problem. They've got 2 goal scorers on 3 goals each. Of course, let me get my little cheat sheet here. Vladimir Luka getting a hat-trick in the first game against Sheffield for them, and Jack Hopkins also having 3 goals, split 1 and 2 between the 2 games that they've played.
Yep. Now, just to update people on the standings of this competition, the Widnes Wild have 2 wins and are at the top on 4 points. The other 3 teams, the Lions, the Scimitars and the Blackburn Hawks, all have 1 win, 1 loss each, so they're on 2 points each, equal joint second. Goal difference puts the Nottingham Lions in second place, but obviously at this stage, with so many games still left to play, goal difference is a little bit trivial. But of course, a win today would put the Hawks on equal points with the Wild going into the evening game today. And
it's not just that, the goal difference isn't really insurmountable. The Nottingham Lions are in second place, sure, but they're on a goal difference of -2, whereas Blackburn are only on -5, which is only 3 goals away. Now, obviously, we've seen much bigger margins in some of the games played in this competition so far, so I expect that gap to be closed at least, or widened, whichever way this result goes.
Yep. Well, both teams are on the ice at the moment. They have just made their way on the Blackburn Hawks. The Nottingham Lions have actually been circulating for a while, as we just have the players lining up on the blue. So here we are then, the second home game of this series for the Blackburn Hawks. Now, we have Bobby Streetley back as well, another old name for the Hawks, but he's back from injury. Hopefully he should be able to shore up that Hawks defence.
Indeed, we also have another change of Rick Bentham not being in the side for today's game, and Thomas Revez being included in the roster for the Hawks today. So a couple of little line changes there, and I'm sure they're all very excited to see what difference they can make in the side.
Yep, the Hawks playing in black for these games all the way through this series. The Nottingham Lions are in white.
Of course, as the Sheffield commentator was very kind to keep reminding us all, it is black with black numbers, no less. So it's definitely a challenge, but who doesn't like a challenge?
It is. Now, fair play, these are actually just a slight bit easier to follow than previous Black Hawks shirts. I mean, the season that we last won the league and playoffs together, that black shirt with the red numbers on, that was almost impossible for us commentators.
Yeah, you couldn't see anything on there. There was an outline, but once you get out of 6 feet away from them, you can't see that outline.
Yep. But no, these are just as difficult for us as for the viewers at home for us to follow names and numbers. So again, apologies if we do have any mistakes on the players.
Of course, let's not forget, in the side that we're coming up against here, we have James Neal returning to the nest to face his former side.
Yeah, even though the Lions aren't fighting at the pointy end of the division usually, these games that we've seen over these series so far, there's a few guest names on there that are bringing the quality up of the entire thing.
Oh, you're absolutely right, yeah, 100%.
So here we are, 20 minutes of hockey, first period action here, as straight away the Lions win that face-off, bring it back, and Ricci knocks it over, and the first play of the game into the Hawks' end, dumped straight in the corner to Chase. Oh, that was poor that there was no vision on where that puck was going, just assuming that it was going forwards, and there we have it. 25 seconds played. The first goal of the game for the Lions. Sloppy not being able to get the puck out of the blue zone there for the Hawks.
Indeed, but it is that man I mentioned earlier in the start, is Jack Hopkins with the goal. His fourth goal in 3 games, and the feed from Joseph Hazeldine definitely fed him well and gave him an easy tip into the net.
So 1-0, 30 seconds now played. But considering the results of the first game at home against the Wild, the Hawks will be disappointed that they've conceded so early.
Yeah, it's very early indeed. Nottingham have definitely put themselves on the front foot and have come out ready to press forward as fast and hard as possible to get themselves ahead in this game.
So far that's dumped in there by Balmer. Just kept in at the blue, not back in, but no Hawk sticks there, and the turnover in their own end. The Lions get the puck out. Croston just... Oh, that is a trip given. Penalty.
Yeah, it's Ellis Ricci, and it's a bit lazy, that, really. He just extended a little too far with that stick and caught the skate. One of the easier penalties for any ref to call. He shouldn't be giving that away 200 feet from his own net.
No, he shouldn't, especially when it was already covered by Croston anyway, as that puck was going to go down the left end. So, the first power play of the game for the Blackburn Hawks. 2 minutes on the clock for Lions number 12. Let's see what the Hawks can do. They need to get a goal on the board as quickly as possible to even things up. Just hard up against the board. Croston knocking that away. Here we are, a cross ice pass. Not cleanly on the stick though. That's just dumped forwards again by Pollitt. Into the centre shot, and that is a goal. A power play goal. 35 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, Joshua Crane with a huge mistake behind the net there. That is a gimme for the Blackburn Hawks. A total freebie, and Nottingham will be feeling a little bad about that. And it's entirely on the stick of Joshua Crane, which is unfortunate. So 1-1
Not even 2 minutes played in this game so far, and it's back even square. Back to Traphans, who just glances it to the... Oh, again, a situation where the Hawks fail to get the puck over their own blue, giving the Lions possession. Pushed up against the boards there.
Fisher just pressured a little too much there, but then once the Hawks got the puck back, they just couldn't get it out of the zone.
Yeah, Pollitt against Fisher there. Possession is still kept, as it was Gretton for the Lions. That's out and away finally for the Hawks. That's tipped and just over the glass, very nearly taking someone's head off.
Just over the players' heads too. That almost took someone out.
The Hawks don't seem very sure in defence at the moment.
No, and it's a problem we've seen in the past few games, and something that they're definitely trying to work on. I think the key word here really is patience. Patience. Once they actually get the puck back in their own zone, they need to just calm down, slow it down, and find a workable outlet pass.
Back in the corner. Out nearly in the centre there by Kieran Gibbs. Three Hawks players were in that, trying to get it out. Eventually it does come out, but only as far as Jordan Wright.
Almost starting to look like that classic photo of the Toronto Maple Leafs defence with all 5 players in the corner.
Still waiting for some pace and momentum to come in this game. It's been scrappy so far. Obviously understandable with 2 goals in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, no team able to hold any clean possession so far.
Yeah, there's no real connected passing play from either side. Interception there and away by Connor Glossop. Has only 6, decides to keep it. Takes the shot, it's just away by Nick Straphans. The puck lost there, and the Hawks, again, they're just struggling to get it out of their own end.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate there for Butler, though. He did exactly what I was saying it should happen. He took his time, he was patient. What a save, Straphans!
Good save there from Jack Hopkins. And here we go, Butler. Dumps it on the netminder.
The zone before, it just bounced off a stanchion and straight back into the slot. It's a little unlucky for him.
Looking for a clean route forwards here. Down the left, just tipped on there. Thought that was just about to go on the bench as well, that puck, but it's still in play. Sam Dunford, nearly gets it across, I was going to say, but Hazeldine with the stick to just poke it forwards, and the Lions now have it in the corner. Some excellent stick work there by Luca. Luca, of course, scored a hat-trick in the first game. His joint top scorer for the Lions. Here we go, one-on-one, Corey Lee. Off the iron and back out.
What a magnificent pass through between the defence there, and Lee just so unfortunate. Got it around the netminder, but just couldn't get it around the post.
Here we go. Luco gives it away in the middle of the Lions. Shot taken, and that is straight in the back of the net. Is it Luke Thomas?
That's a magnificent finish. Absolutely sniped it in past Nick Straphans.
Yeah, well worked goal there by the Lions. No cross words on that one. It was an excellent build-up play from them. So we have 5 minutes and 14 seconds played in the first period, and it is now 2-1 to the visiting Lions.
And don't worry, we promise we're going to get the replays sorted. We're getting there. It's just about figuring out the time buffer properly. But we'll get there.
So again, the Lions very well getting it out of their own zone and pushing forwards with it. Heavy hit there by Reece Kearney-Witter.
Yeah, so far in this game, no pun intended,
another
but the
penalty given.
Just ready to pounce on every mistake that Blackburn's making.
So the Hawks have a one-man advantage as the delayed penalty, and they decided to chip it forwards with no forward plan.
Yeah, again, it's patience. Sometimes they just need to slow it down a little bit. They're trying to rush to get possession into the offensive end, but unfortunately, sometimes when you just fire it down like that, you don't really get anything out of it, and it just ends up being cleared, or in this case, touched up for a face-off.
Yeah, so 2 minutes, the second power play of the game for the Hawks. They scored in the first one. That's number 11, Jack Croston, sitting for the Lions. Dickinson back with it now, into the centre. Balmer just keeping it in, but there we go, tipped out, still with the Hawks' possession.
And this is an aggressive forecheck there from Palmer on the penalty kill.
30 seconds have gone so far in the penalty kill for the Lions. Lee Pollitt trying to push forward, just a little bit too far off his stick. Trap hands for Balmer. Looking for a pass. Just here we go. The Hawks are finally in. Only the second time, and we've had a minute already of this power play. Winds up, takes a shot, but it's saved. Oh, Cade King with the shot, but the block put the body in.
Yeah, magnificent pass there to get it to him, but unfortunately not able to get it through the bodies.
Another shot, but still too many bodies crowded in that area. 35 seconds remaining on the power play. The second half of this power play has been in stark contrast to the first. That's just a bit unfortunate for the Hawks there, how it's gone around the boards and carried on all the way back to Nick's trap hands. But a change on both sides, 20 seconds remaining on the play, and that is fortunate not to ice, really, going straight to the netminder there.
Now, it's interesting to see the way that developed strategically there. The Nottingham Lions are definitely playing a very heavy push forward line on that penalty kill. And Blackburn were trying to make those little passes in behind their defence to take advantage of that.
And there we go, straight out of the box. That is the end of the penalty, and the Lions with possession put a third goal in. And that all started from the man rushing out of the box.
Did, and it's another good pass and another good finish. I think he might have even slapped that out of the air, Conor Glossop, and around past Nick's trap hands to make it 3-1 to the Lions.
Yeah, as we look here, he picked it up, clean pass in through to Conor Glossop that just slotted it past Nick's trap hands for the Lions' third. Glossop again now from the face-off. Still has it in the corner. He has a bit of support. Kearney Witter. A cross-ice pass. That's fantastic, but I think that may ice. It does. As the first man there would have been Hazeldine. And that's going to go all the way back into the Hawks' end.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't get back down to the ice at the time he wanted it to. I think it was still in the air by the time it actually ended up in the Lions' zone, that pass. So it was always going to be very difficult for him to control.
We've not mentioned it so far, but it's Joshua Crane that is the netminder for the Lions. In the centre. Just
out of the zone there.
So the Lions have to put themselves back in an onside position. There we go. Down the left side, dumped forwards, and it's going to be called back.
Tipped off the stick of the netminder and into the net in there. Now, the Nottingham Lions definitely seem to be taking advantage of the younger, more energetic players that they have on the ice right now in that constant, heavy pressing forecheck. They are not giving Blackburn any room to move whatsoever, and they're making sure they don't have any time on the puck.
Yeah, they're trying to put as many goals in as they can while they've got the energy and the ability to do so.
I don't think it's even that. I think they're just trying to stifle Blackburn actually developing anything from the back forwards, and that's definitely been one of their weaknesses anyway. So
Streetley now just trying to keep hold of this. He never got it back. James Neal circling it around. With the Lions, as that's knocked back in by Thomas Palmer. We have another penalty as the official has his hand raised. Now he's given the goal as it was a delayed.
And we're not getting the penalty after all, yeah. I believe he's not blown that down for the penalty as the Lions didn't have any actual control on the puck. Although, that doesn't necessarily mean it shouldn't be blown down. Let's have a look at this. Because I'm pretty sure
so there's
Lions
the trip.
touched this.
Trip or clip.
Yeah, I think because he handed it down, it maybe didn't count as a touch on the puck because it wasn't a stick. And that's why it wasn't blown down, and he was able to capitalise on the goal.
So 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period. The Hawks claw one back. 3-2 is still the advantage for the Lions. But some better play there for the Hawks.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be trying to grind their way down the boards to get into zone entries, as opposed to going clean over the blue line.
Tip of the stick there by Balmer just stops that going through to trap hands, but heavy pressure there by Ricci.
Again, just that constant forecheck from the Lions, whereas you can see the Blackburn Hawks here are a lot more passive.
Well, Lions were just, I suppose the Hawks were fortunate there that the Lions were offside, that puck didn't go back in. Now, what can the Hawks do from here? 9:30 remaining in the first period. James Riddick just hustling his man there. In and Riddick again. Can he get a pass off? He does. Lee Pollitt's waiting for it. Shot taken, but straight in the chest of Joshua Crane.
Yeah, I think that hit the Lion right in the face there in the middle of the chest of Josh Crane. But it's a little better that we're seeing from Blackburn here. They're moving forward with a little more swagger. They're trying to play a bit more clean through the neutral zone, which is what they need to do to take advantage of this high forecheck.
Streetley with a swing and a miss, but he actually kept the puck and put in a reasonable puck. Just waiting for the Lions to come back in force. It's now with Connor Glossop.
There's a magnificent block there by Lee Pollitt to stop that getting into the slot.
Only now has Luca got into the slot though, and even then he's just moved to the side of it. There's no Lion in front of the netminder. It's interesting play. Yeah, he's looking to tip it in rather than screen.
Yeah, they've not really. That's where their goals have come from so far. Is quick passes and shots or a tip in.
That was knocked forward there by Aaron Davis.
Oh, some bodies getting thrown around now.
Pollitt to Butler. Butler down the left. And suddenly we have Aaron Davis on his own. Into the centre for Pollitt. Interception, and suddenly it's a 3-on-2 for the Lions. Sweep. Oh, I thought Luca was going to go for the shot then, but he tried to put it over to Berehowski. Shots in again, saved by Trappens, but bobbles away. Possession now with the Hawks going down the other end. Ulrich couldn't get the shot off cleanly. It's end to end at the moment. Well, that was a... Oh, here we go, Reese. He's just having a talk.
And a little natter. You never know, we might have something to talk about in the intermission if this carries on. But some big bodies being thrown in neutral ice at the moment. Stopping people sort of forcing their way through.
But just going back to the call, a bit sloppy to be caught in the offside position there. It's they've been playing quite a good game, and to be caught out by something as simple as that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the risk you take when you play with the speed that the Lions are currently playing with.
Just kept in there and knocked around the boards by Joe Gretton. Some bodies are indeed being thrown around.
Well,
at the
the
moment.
Lions bench weren't happy with that hit either, because he actually lost his stick and dropped it, and then the hit came in when he had absolutely no way to control the puck. So I heard a couple of shouts from the Lions bench there. They weren't pleased about that one.
Now that is a definite tripping call.
Absolutely it is, and he might be a bit lucky if he gets away with a kneeing here, because that was a little nasty. That could have been a little dangerous.
So there we have it. The first power play of the game for the Nottingham Lions. 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first period. Sitting down for the Hawks is Callum Ruddock, number 19.
I must say, it's all too easy to forget just how chilly it gets in here.
Yeah, I'm wearing 2 coats today after making the silly mistake of only wearing 1 last week.
It's definitely my hands more than anything else, I will say.
Yeah, I've only been coming here 25 years. Now that was a nice heavy shot from the blue for the Lions. Away for the Hawks. A bit of a change for them as 1 minute and 30 remains on the power play for the Lions. Some clever stick work there, but perhaps a bit too clever.
Yeah, there's a little spiciness, a little nastiness to this game now. A couple of little slashes and chops going on.
If the score stays this even through the second and third periods, either way, if it's a goal in it, it is going to get feisty by the end. I think we're going to see some gloves dropped. Hazeldine. In through bodies, just kept out. 50 seconds remaining on the power play.
Now this is where we're seeing a big screen from the Lions. 2 bodies in the slot in front of Nick's trap hands there.
Around the boards, Luca is just slowly waiting for it to come to him. Back in Luca with the shot. Outstanding. I thought that had gone in then, just in the bottom right-hand corner of the goal.
That was an absolutely phenomenal pass across ice from Hazeldine, and a magnificent pad save, possibly even with the toe, of Nick's trap hands to blow that down for a face-off. But what a pass to get it to Luca.
28 seconds remaining on the power play. 2 good shots of note during this odd man situation. Oh, poorly. Allows it to go past him. Lions have to start again as they were offside, of course, if that came back in. 15 seconds now remaining on the PP. That's over to Challenge. And then into the corner. And there we have it, end of the penalty. Ruddock comes out onto the ice, 5-on-5, even strength hockey.
Looks like he's going straight for a change too as it goes for a face-off.
And Ulrich just pushed off then after the shot. It is getting more and more physical.
Definitely is. Even Aaron Davis having a little chuckle with Joe Humphreys there about that one.
Now, there's one thing we haven't mentioned so far. Who's wearing the C for the Blackburn Hawks?
It would be one Mr. Rhys Kearney-Witter, I believe, that I can see from up here.
The C currently being worn by big man Rhys.
Of course, Rhys has a very well-known reputation for having a very level head in the game.
He was captain of Bradford as well.
He was, and very well earned. He's actually become something of an institution there at Bradford.
Aaron Davis just making his way back over as...
Looks like Ruddock is going back in the box here. I'm not sure whether the clock was mistimed or if he's been actually pulled for another infraction. I don't think it's another infraction.
Just kept in there, just in front of the Hawks bench on the blue line.
Yeah, I think what's happened is it actually may have been a double minor on that, and that's why he's still sitting. They let him out after 2 minutes, because I think they only put 2 minutes on the board.
Oh, that just hits the iron through bodies. A great shot there by Challenge. Challenge again from distance. He didn't get the slap shot, but that's going to ice. Yeah, I think he called the icing a bit too early then. Although it was obviously going to be an icing, he has to wait for the player to get to the hash marks. So 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining.
I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here exactly, because he's still in the boxes, Roddick, but the Hawks have 5 men on the ice, so it must be a major penalty in the 2 minute, possibly. There's definitely got to be some reason that he's still in the box there.
Yeah, and with it not being on the clock as well, it could be, I don't know, 2 + 10?
Possibly. I mean, like I said,
that's the only way that it could be.
I mean, I did say he would have been lucky to get away with that not being a kneeing. Maybe it was a kneeing, and that's why he's got the 10-minute misconduct. Or possibly even just mouthing off to the referee. We've known that to happen from time to time.
Yeah, in which case it could be a non-related 10-minute major.
But in that case, it seems odd that they wouldn't have had a second man in the box to sit the 2 minute initial.
I think that's where the confusion is.
I think that's where the
someone else should have sat the minor and then come out. No, there we go. We've got something on the clock now. They're just rectifying it. 1 minute and 24 remaining on a penalty.
Okay, so it must have been a double minor.
Double minor.
And I think that's why the Hawks were so frustrated that was blown down for an icing, because they didn't have 5 men on the ice. Very, very odd, confusing situation here with the officials.
That makes sense now, of course. You shouldn't have blown an icing on the... It's because it wasn't on the clock. I wasn't sure myself. We're following so much up here in the box. And, of course, I'm still very rusty from having not commentated for years.
I thought that was a comment about the red hair, but...
So a minute remaining on the power play for the Lions. Pushed out and away. D-change for the Hawks. Captain Witter coming back on with Cade King.
Oh, I'm just loving that concept.
And here we go, Lions again. Some great stick work there to get it in the middle. Just drops it back there to Hazeldine. Luca. Straight in the corner, and yes, he's going to go out. 22 seconds remaining on the power play.
Yeah, it looks like the power play is going to end just as they're entering the zone, pretty much.
And here we go, back in the centre shot. Oh, how did he miss that there, Conor Glossop? 10 seconds remaining on the power play.
The way Trappans dived at that was so risky. He's kind of lucky that he missed the net with that one.
Ulrich just keeping this puck high for the Hawks, and there we go, back to even strength hockey for both sides. Shot in, hits the blocker of the netminder and into the netting above the glass. 2 minutes and 50 remaining.
I believe that actually came off his mask, and that's why it was immediately whistled down. I heard a little click there, and I think that's why Trappans is just checking his equipment, making sure that nothing's untoward with it.
Shot straight in and saved. Away by Chris Butler to Ulrich. Switches it up there. Looking for a pass. But there's no one showing for the Hawks. Dickinson in the middle, but there's 4 bodies between him and the puck. Shot from distance, hits the block. Oh, couldn't get a stick to it there, Ulrich.
Lovett's just unable to control that right in front of the netminder, who had no idea where that puck had bounced to.
Kept on the stick there of Ludwig. Ulrich in the middle calling for it. Streetley was calling for it as well on the edge of the circle. Butler winds up, and that is a goal through bodies, and that is the equaliser with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the first period.
Heavy shot straight along the ice. I'm pretty sure that went through clean and under the pads. Magnificent goal from Chris Butler, and that is not something you hear very often.
There we go, straight in, straight through. No touching or connecting to anyone. Outstanding play there. So having been 3-1 down very early on in this period, the Hawks have drawn level. We should maybe see a bit more energy and intensity from the Hawks now.
Yeah, and they'll definitely be hoping to keep hold of this.
Bomber now.
before the end of the period.
Tips it in, and that is a goal! Outstanding!
Now, that, to me, I'm going to have to watch this replay. I don't know if that went in the back of the net. To me, it looked like it came off the post and back out.
Well,
but the official behind the goal has definitely called it. I'm curious to see what happened
Watch
here.
Riddick here on the right. There he has it.
Oh, it did go in, just barely, yeah.
It's just the way it bounced back out. James Riddick, his second goal in this competition, his second goal in the 2 home games. That's officially a streak for him.
And he was so quick to bounce on that big rebound there. Very good finish from him to put Blackburn all of a sudden in the lead, 4-3.
1 minute and 36 seconds remaining. We're going to have a face-off in the Hawks' end. Everyone seems to be getting ready for this one. Pollitt versus Hopkins. Given away there, the Lions have it. Glossop keeping it with him. No one's showing for support for the Lions. There we go. We've suddenly got another body over as Cretin came to the side, but the puck has come out and back into the neutral zone. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, someone with the experience of James Neal will be a bit disappointed he couldn't control that at the blue line and let that possession slip away, because they just set up.
Have we got a delay?
It looks like we have a delayed penalty, yeah.
We have a delayed penalty as the netminder for the Lions rushed to the bench there. 6 men for the Lions forwards.
Yeah, I think the referee either lost sight of that or blew that down for man in the crease, because we could see it clear as day there.
Yeah, I think the Lions bench might be a little bit disappointed that their one-man advantage on the delayed penalty was called short so quickly, but yeah, the referee just lost sight of it in the end.
We've actually got a change of netminder here. Lucas Sheldon now going in replacement of Joshua Crane.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting after only 4 goals in such a close game. I wonder if there's an injury involved here, but he is still sat on the bench and not being tended to. Maybe he's just not feeling it today.
Or maybe just with a minute left. Who knows? It's exactly 1 minute remaining in the first period. We have a penalty, as in the box for the Blackburn Hawks is Balmer. So the Hawks have a 4-3 lead, but are on the penalty kill for the remainder of the first period. Luca now with the puck. Looking for a way. Hazeldine just waiting on the centre of the blue, wanting this puck to come to him. Instead it goes through. Shot there by Connor Glossop. "22 seconds.
Vladimir Luka just fanning on that and then getting a second opportunity. What a save. Nick Strapans to stop that getting through.
Good eye by Luka to have that position where it was. Nick Strapans had already committed to moving to the right and then had to do the sweeping arm save with his glove hand.
That was all because Luka had actually taken a shot and completely fanned on it, and everyone reacted, opening that massive shooting lane. He was kind of lucky to get the opportunity.
15 seconds now remaining. Quick shot there by Hopkins. Puck still loose. Well, that was frozen with 1 second remaining, but the clock carried on.
I'm pretty sure they're just going to call this end of the period.
They're just going to call that there. So that is the end of the first. And having scored the first goal and having a 3-1 lead at some point, 4-3 to the Hawks. They came into that eventually by the end of the period.
Yeah, it's interesting. The momentum, I would say, is definitely in their favour, were it not for the end of period penalty kill that they're on. And now, obviously, they have to carry that over into the first minute of the second period as well.
Yeah, we spoke about this last week because it happened the other way last week. But I suppose it's fortunate for the Hawks that the Lions penalty straddles an interval, because it stops them gaining any momentum on the one-man advantage when they come back.
It definitely does, but the Lions are always quick and effective to start the period. So to do that again with a one-man advantage, the Hawks are going to have to be careful when they come back out on the ice, because don't forget, the Lions scored almost immediately in the first.
Yep. So again, the netminder change. I mean, he never actually faced any pucks. But do you think the Lions are maybe switching through the netminders as the game goes on to keep them both fresh?
I'm not sure. There's every possibility because there was no injury involved. And it can't be because of the goals. So, I mean, the only thing I can think is that they just want everybody to get a good bit of ice time, really.
Yeah. Now, Nix has faced quite a few shots. A few of them have been unsighted, but other than that, he's been solid, but maybe not spectacular.
Yeah, but you've got to remember as well, some of the shots that came through were either wicked shots or massive tips in front. So he can't feel too bad about it because he has made some great saves so far.
Okay, well, we now have alongside us Ryan Finnerty, the coach for the Blackburn Hawks. Hi there, Ryan.
Hey, guys.
Hi. So, a very quick start for the Lions, but eventually the Hawks came back into that. So just tell us what you feel about that period.
Yeah, not the best start, but worked our way back into the game. Some nice power play goals and some good offensive time and creativity. So yeah, pouncing on rebounds. It's kind of what we've been working on, is getting pucks through and getting traffic.
Now, early on in the period, the Hawks tried to clear the puck out of their own end, and it just failed to keep going over the blue, and the Lions were capitalising on that. Are you happy with the way that this D's working at the moment?
Yeah, we gift wrapped a couple goals there for him, but just some individual mistakes more than anything that we need to clean up. But all areas that we can improve on, and good reference points to build on. But yeah, good character coming back after going down 3-1 early in the period, and a couple of big kills. So definitely a lot of positives to close out that period and move into the second.
Now, in terms of the Lions, they've got a lot of a heavy and high forecheck, and always a man leading front, putting as much pressure on your D-man as possible. Is that something you were expecting coming into this game, having seen them in previous ones?
Yeah, they got a pretty mobile team. They got young, quick legs up front, and they get up on the forecheck pretty quick and cause take time and space away from our D-men, which is causing some issues. So we just got to make sure we spread them out here. If they're going to send two, we want to make sure we spread out that neutral zone and play in behind them.
Okay, thanks for that, Ryan, and best of luck for the rest of the game.
Thanks, guys.
And for our viewers at home, that is the end of the first period. Join us in a few moments' time for the second period. It is Blackburn Hawks 4, Nottingham Lions 3. Good afternoon once again, and welcome back to our live broadcast of the game between the Blackburn Hawks and the Nottingham Lions. After 20 minutes of hockey, the score is 4-3 to the Blackburn Hawks, having gone 1 goal down within 10 seconds and 3-1 down before fighting back to take the lead going into the first interval. Now again, it was getting a little bit heavy and a little bit feisty during that period. Expecting that to carry on into this?
Definitely am, yes. And of course it's worth noting and remembering there is still exactly 1 minute left on the Nottingham Lions power play going into the start of this first period. Now I got a nice lovely little gift wrap letter here from Chris Butler, who'd like to dedicate his goal in the first period to his mum and wife Laura for Mother's Day.
Oh, indeed. And yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there watching our broadcast. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. But now, of course, we will go back to our live match stream camera. And as Bryan said, yes, we do indeed have a situation where the Hawks are on a power play, on a penalty kill for a penalty on Balmer. So one-man advantage for the first minute of this period.
I must say, that ice is still looking a bit moist on top. I think that's only really going to play into the advantage of the Hawks.
It is now because of the fact that we don't have a true interval where we've got, I don't know, chuck-a-puck or other commercial considerations happening. The turnover between the first and second periods is much faster than we would expect, which is why the ice is like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually 15 minutes like it's supposed to be, whereas normally you don't get that. You don't get that. It's normally about 20 to 25. Of course, worth mentioning, the Blackburn Hawks 50-50 raffle is indeed still going online at the moment. If you go to tinyurl.com/HWK5050, that's tinyurl.com/Hawk5050, and you can get a raffle ticket there.
Wow, a goal. There we go. They got it. 4 seconds remaining on their power play, and they put an equalising goal in. It didn't look like it was coming to me, to be fair, but here we have it. Doesn't look like the right replay.
Yeah, I believe that was a replay from a Hawks goal in the first period. That was a little odd. Not sure how that's happened.
Of course, people watching at home, we are still very much new to this. You know, organisations like Drop the Puck have been doing this for a number of years. This is only our second game, and we're still trying to bring new and exciting technologies like the replays to you. So a lot of work behind the scenes. We're still getting there. But anyway, it is 4-4 the score. Hawks versus the Lions. Even keel yet again with 18 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Here we have again shot, but that is straight at Nick's trap hands.
Yeah, it's another quick entry and quick shot. It seems like they've changed up the way they're moving forward here, because Vladimir Luka did the same at the start of the first period. As soon as he got over the blue line, he fired a quick shot on trap hands. Maybe they're trying to catch him off guard in the opening minutes of the period.
So here we have it. Reese again with his puck. Lukovic just pushed into the boards there. Fortunate to get away without hurting himself there, to be fair. Shot from ridiculous range there by Joe Humphreys.
Again, like I say, it just seems to be what they're doing at the start of this period. They're just getting in over the blue line, although that one wasn't even over the blue line, and just firing a hard, quick shot on trap hands. It seems like they're trying to rattle him a little bit.
So face-off just outside the Hawks zone.
We do still have Luca Sheldon in the net now for the Lions after the change in the first period. Joshua Crane's actually stood by the glass here down the bottom now.
Yeah, he's not even on the bench. That's interesting.
Still in his full kit though, and there's no signs of him being injured.
Interesting situation. So 18:01 on the clock. Still not 2 minutes played yet in this period. And of course at 4-all it's still all to play for.
Yeah, a little choppy start. There's a lot of stoppages so far early in this second.
I think it's too early to say whether or not the physicality of the first period is going to boil over into the remainder of the game. Clever little pass there
Lovely little play. Yes, it's again, the problem is another lovely play through the centre of the ice, and then just as soon as it gets over the red line, just dumped in and lost.
And the Lions now, some good work here by James Neal. Wasn't a player waiting for him there in the centre. Lee Pollitt now dumps away as he goes for the change.
Looked a little frustrated with the team's movement there, the way he threw that in.
Yeah, Riddick didn't look happy as he was skating off. Now Dunford closes his man down. The Lions come out with the puck there behind the goal. It was Newell that took that. As Nick Strapan stopped the puck to allow another Hawks player to get it. Well, what can Dunford do with this? Jill just kept in there.
That's going to be a delayed penalty, but he gets the shot off and a save, but that is indeed a delayed penalty, but it looks like one of the Hawks players is down quite hurt here.
Yeah, is it Lukovic on the...
Does look like
Luko?
Does look like Lukovic.
Looks hamstring.
It's definitely his left leg.
It's his thigh. He's holding the bottom of his thigh.
Yeah. But he looks in a lot of pain right now.
As Farmer Lomax comes on the ice.
Saying that as if you never wear a flat cap.
I didn't know it was Ollie when he was approaching the building earlier. But yeah, I didn't see a lot in any contact that could have injured him, which is why I'm thinking it may potentially be hamstring, because the way he's just gone down clutching the backside of his left thigh and writhing.
There was a heavy collision there in the slot, actually. I think it was with Palmer, who was trying to get through before the puck actually squeezed past him. But I don't know if maybe Lukovic caught his skate in the ice when he got hit, and it's kind of twisted his leg funny. It's kind of hard to say, really.
Lynn Sharnock just tending to him at the moment. And of course is a medical professional herself.
Indeed, and she's been instrumental in actually enabling all of this to happen, being one of the key players with regards to the testing for the entire organisation as well.
Yeah, the amount of times Lynn stuck something up my nose over the last couple of weeks with us coming in and out of the building, and all the COVID-safe testing protocols around the arena.
Well, thankfully for Lynn, she's just passed it to you and you've stuck it up your nose yourself. I'd feel sorry for her if she had to actually do it herself. Yeah, it's not looking good for him, but it looks like he's going to be okay to get up and come off the ice.
Yeah, let's just see what kind of a situation he's going to be in when he tries to skate away.
With the way his body language is right now, I don't think we're going to see him playing again today.
No, even if it's just a precaution.
He just cannot move that left leg at all right now. It's a nice show of support from the Nottingham Lions bench there. It's hard to say there from looking at that whether it's his knee or his hamstring.
How far away is Ollie?
He somehow he looks so much shorter now because he doesn't have skates on. And that's coming from me.
So there we go. Luko is just being helped down into the dressing room. A different dressing room for people watching at home. You may have noticed, you may not, but the Hawks aren't using the home dressing room. Because of COVID protocols, the teams have to be as separate as possible off the ice. And so the Hawks are actually in the gym setup, which is under block 5. On what is the opposite end of the arena to the normal changing room for the Hawks.
Indeed.
So, there we go. 2-minute penalty on the board for Lukovic.
Yeah, I mean, it was a trip. Whether it turned out well for him or not, it was still a trip in the slot. And the Lions will have a power play from it.
When was the last time you saw a player get a penalty and he goes and spends that in the medical area?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, but obviously, the Hawks still need somebody to sit that penalty for him. And it looks like it's...
Is it Chris Butler?
It's hard to tell. I don't think they put Chris Butler on there because they wouldn't want to put a D-man in there.
I'm not sure, but the shot then goes into Nick
Aaron
Straphan's.
Davis. Yeah, just scanning across the bench. I think it might be Aaron Davis down there.
Okay, well, 1 minute and 46 seconds remaining on the power play for the Lions. The shot's in again, just glancing wide there from Archie Hazeldine. The puck again into the boards here by Gretton. Out to Hazeldine. Taking the time over this, the Lions, as they're waiting to get a good opportunity, and there it is. Took his time for the clean, perfect shot, and he did it.
Yeah, clean through under the pads. Vladimir Luka with another goal onto his tally for the competition. A nice shot, and there was just enough traffic in front of Nick Straphan's that he couldn't get down in front of it. Yeah, there's a big body in front of him there. There's no way he was going to be able to see that effectively. He reacted just maybe half a second too late.
So 15:55 remaining in the second period. The Lions take the lead yet again.
Oh.
Screams from the bench that should have been a call for a penalty, but nothing given.
Oh, and another hit off the puck there.
I can't help but think that the second hit off the puck, though, was because he was trying to get some afters and it wasn't forthcoming.
Possibly. Oh, but that's a pointless and silly slash there.
Delayed penalty.
So yes,
the Hawks have an extra man now on the ice as Nick Straphan's. But again, for the second time this game, the Hawks have a penalty situation where they have an additional man before the penalty's even called, and they waste it.
To be fair, he was caught in traffic there. He couldn't really go anywhere, and his only other pass option was immediately next to him, so it wasn't really going to get anywhere either way, but it is unfortunate that they had to throw that away.
It's always forwards. You can go back and keep possession. It's not...
It is Ellis Ritchie with the man in the box for the Lions.
So a goal behind. The Hawks now have a power play opportunity of their own. Shot taken there by Butler instead of potentially passing for Streetley. Streetley were calling for that on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I think we're definitely seeing a lot of tempers flaring, though, and I think that injury to Lutkovic may have only exacerbated things on that front.
Yeah, there were things that happened in that melee and players talking to each other when they were down there that we are not party to at the moment. So there could be more animosity between players than we realise, as that blocker save just goes into the netting behind the glass, behind the goal.
I think it was just off the top of the stick as well, actually. It's a good save. Now the Hawks are definitely going to want to get another one on the board here and get themselves back tied with this man advantage.
King with a shot, it came back out. The Hawks couldn't take another quick shot back on the netminder. 5 minutes have been played now in the second period, as that's knocked away by the Lions. One-man change for them, as on comes Palmer, straight away giving pressure to the Hawks behind their own goal. And here we go now down the left-hand side. Matt Viney has got Riddick with him.
Riddick actually circling all the way back for a change.
Yeah, 1 minute 10 now remaining on the power play. Here we go, 45 remaining on the power play.
There was a lot of time spent behind their own net there.
Only to just dump it away like that.
On the power play, yeah, and I think that actually ended up sat on top of the net.
Yeah.
And as a result, it will be blown down. Only 39 seconds left in the power play, and honestly, I haven't really seen anything of note creatively from the Blackburn Hawks here.
Let's see what can evolve from this. Now Finlay Ulrich just on the left. I thought he may have got the puck from the face-off. He tends to do something from them in those situations.
It's another misplaced pass.
Pollitt playing the man and not the puck when he really should have been going for the puck there. 20 seconds now on the power play. In the centre, Ulrich couldn't get a stitch to it. Reese Kearney-Witter now.
I think that actually bounced off the netminder ever so slightly and took it away from him. That was going straight to him.
And they go 3, 2, 1. Even strength Lions. The Hawks did not capitalise on the opportunity that they had there as Ulrich just knocks that puck off the skate of Hazeldine.
Ulrich again working to try and get something going there and managed to frighten them and put enough pressure on that they fire that all the way down for an icing face-off in the Lions' end.
So around the boards to Streetley.
Oh my
Jean-Jacques
word.
with a big hit.
Absolutely bodied him, and now he gets the puck.
Here we go. Oh, that was only ever going to go one way.
That was an attempted revenge that really did not go well for the lad, as Ellis Ritchie just bounced off him in the neutral zone.
He is a big body, is Jean-Jacques. Didn't get any ice time in the first period.
No, I didn't notice him out there. It's good to see him out there making his presence known.
And of course, he's wearing a face cage because of his age.
Indeed, yeah,
Which,
he's still a very young lad. Not that you'd think it, looking at how much he towers over some of the other players out there.
Good shift from him. Be interesting to see how he can progress and develop
It's a nice
through a full season.
There's a couple of fist bumps and helmet pats there for those big hits. They're very happy with that on the bench.
Oh, Corey Lee now behind the goal. He has options. Matt Viney now trying to get this puck out. Lions cleverly keeping it away from their goal, but not able to get it out of the zone. Cade King opting to stay on the blue rather than chase the puck. Dunford loses his man.
Oh.
There was a tripping call in that, I think.
No, nothing given there.
I think Hawks were fortunate to get away with
You
that
could
one.
definitely argue there was a trip on that one.
Lee with the shot from range.
Cade King was just caught completely flat-footed and out of position and ended up doing a bit of a silly trip that he's looking to get away with.
Yeah. No pressure there for King. The puck came his way and he just gathered possession, kept it away from the Lions. Barmer now. Oh, sorry, it's Warnock. Still struggling with these Hawks numbers. Very difficult to see. Interception there. Gets it to Ulrich.
That's a great chip through.
A great chip through. As Jean-Jacques is now getting another shift. Trying to get the puck off Luca, just loses his footing. Ten minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second period. Hawks, of course, still a goal down.
A magnificent stick check from Balmer, just stripped him of the puck.
Now Jean-Jacques looking for Ulrich.
Oh,
Offside.
Sloppy there.
Very, very sloppy from the Hawks.
I believe it was Ulrich just a step ahead there over the blue line too soon. Very sloppy because that was a good developing opportunity. And it looks like Ellis Ritchie's actually coming off with a shoulder injury as well. I think he looks in quite a bit of pain there. I think Jean-Jacques might have really shook him up with that big hit at centre ice.
Yeah, he's very gingerly walking away, is Ritchie.
It's definitely his left shoulder that's causing him the trouble. So he's going to shuffle off to the locker room and get tended to by the Lions medical staff.
So a face-off win there. Butler gets it across to Streetley. Streetley to Aaron Davis. Interception, though, for the Lions, and they're suddenly going very quickly the other way now.
No matter how hard Palmer pumped his legs there, and boy, did he pump those legs hard, that will go for an icing. He was working so hard to try and get there.
And we have a stoppage on exactly the halfway point of this game. 10 minutes remaining in the second period. Butler over to Streetley, but forwards there by Fisher. Butler got there just in front of Newell, but the Lions still have possession.
Yeah, they seem to be working these boards really well at the moment.
Dump and chase by Aaron Davis.
Indeed, chased and caught himself.
Yeah. You do see that a lot from Aaron. It's good. It gets the puck where he needs to. And then by the time he's got it, the Hawks have backup. And that is a goal. Straight through traffic.
And it's James Riddick, I believe, tipped in front again. And that all came because the Nottingham Lions defenseman in front of the goal had dropped his stick and was not able to get anything on the block there. You could just see him right there at the back post. I think it's James Neal, actually. He was just unable to get anything on that, and you can see him looking completely dejected as a result.
So, that is the equaliser. So, 9 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Still anyone's game. It's all to play for.
Another big hit coming in along the boards here.
Yeah, what can the Lions do now with this? See, that I've noticed this all game. When the Lions bring it into the zone, they don't show for each other. They just stay in the positions and wait for the lane to open up.
Yeah, they're definitely working on holding strong on their formations, and that's what's helping them keep the puck in the zone so well. Is when it gets cleared up to that blue line, there's generally about 3 people in the way of it to stop it clearing. As they adopt that umbrella formation quite a bit, it seems.
Viney, wow, he manages to get the puck, gets it in front of the netminder, hacking away.
That's actually a no goal. I think it was knocked through the pads after the whistle was blown because the referee lost sight of it in the crease with, I think, 3 bodies stacked on top of it.
We always get in that situation, you always get a situation where everyone's just hacking away and no one should be in the blue anyway. So he was always going to blow it.
I mean, it was a good whistle from the referee, looking at that replay. That goal light needs to be switched off, though.
No,
there we go.
They can keep turning it on as much as they want.
Oh, what a great strip of the puck there from Luca.
Yeah, he came through pretty quickly to him. He did his best. Oh, it's just a shame he couldn't get a pass through. Although the Hawks lose it again in what wasn't really a dangerous situation. Ulrich going for this now against Connor Glossop. Ulrich has it. Not to say he lost it. It's fair play that he got it back in the manner that he did. Shot in, save, but the netminder didn't know where that was.
I think he thought he had that held, but it actually bounced off his glove again and almost went back towards goal.
It's just out, but
unfortunate from Lutvich. He was trying to capitalise on what was really a lazy clear from Challans as he gloved it out the air, but just didn't quite manage to keep it in the blue.
Yeah, here we go. Balmer. Shot from range as the Hawks were just really going for a change there. But they still have possession with 5 men back on the ice and in position. 6 minutes and 55 remaining in this period.
Working really hard in the corner there, but he just couldn't get the support he needed fast enough.
Yeah, Butler across. Oh, he just left the puck behind him there, did Conor Glossop.
Very choppy play in neutral ice here. Nobody able to corral it properly. It's just bouncing between everybody.
I think Butler's just hurt himself. Chris Butler making his way back to the bench. And here we have... No, I think he tripped himself up there, Luca.
I think that was actually Revez moving back to the bench. A little hobble as he got there, but he looks okay.
Oh, yeah, Butler's there, yeah. I think it's lockdown, but all the players just seem to have, like, say, a rough, stubbly beard and shaggy hair.
They've all got their playoff beards going for a playoffs that hasn't happened. Well, of course, it did actually happen in the NHL, and they did a phenomenal job of organising all of that. It's one of the few things that people will actually be happy to praise Gary Bettman for.
I've been missing my trips to Germany to watch Berlin, I really have.
Of course, a huge thanks again to every single sponsor of the Blackburn Hawks for allowing these games to happen. Every single company on that board is a big part of this game being on the ice at all.
Aaron Davis with the tip onto himself. Again, he's chasing it into the corner, looking for someone. Pollitt's in the middle. Riddick went in for that. Currently with Cade King as he puts it back in. Pollitt, just. I was worried he might just get caught in the offside situation there with Aaron Davis being so far forward, but they got away with it. Only for it to then go the other way. Reese away. Riddick now. Knocking it forward, preventing Newell from getting that puck.
Of course, possibly worth mentioning, a bit of a shout out. One of the Hawk sponsors, Plan B Electrical, is our wonderful cameraman for these games. So big thanks to Paul, doing a fantastic job on that camera.
So there we have an icing call, as Reese would have been the first man to that puck.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. I gave him a little shout out and the batteries have actually gone on his radio, so he can't even hear it. What a shame. I'm sorry, Paul.
Right, 4 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the second period. 5-all even score between the Hawks and the Lions. As a bit of physicality is coming back into this game.
That's a good clear, and the Hawks are going to have something to deal with here.
That just hits the linesman there as Ballmer cleared it out of his own zone. Ludwig trying to get the puck there, but turnover. Oh,
brilliant
stick by
check.
Dickinson.
Here come the Lions in numbers over the blue line here.
Trying to push him on. Jared Dickinson now with it. And here we go, 2-on-1. Pushed off the puck. He just couldn't keep it there, Ludwig.
He just caught him enough on the shoulder to put him off balance. Otherwise, he would have been clean through the defence and had a really good opportunity on goal there, Lukovic.
So won by the Hawks, but has to be hacked away from his crease there by Nick Straphans. Shot taken, saved. Loose. Butler puts it away. Heavy hit on Butler there. This goes all the way down the other end. First man there will be wearing a black shirt, so that's...
Aaron Davis working as hard as ever to make sure that wasn't an icing call. But now Luca in clean.
Oh, wow, what a puck.
Oh, just couldn't handle it.
Trapan's hacks it away. I can't help but think he might have been better saving that and freezing it.
Yeah, he definitely put it back out there for another opportunity for the Lions there. And now the face-off's going to be in his own end anyway. There's only 3 minutes left in the second period and we are back tied. This is a very close contest.
Yeah. Will we see another goal this period? I'm not so sure. I think it's a bit choppy still, but as evenly poised as this is, even if a side does score another goal, it's gonna be a very heavy hitting third period.
And with the way this game's been, though, it'd be very hard to rule out a goal at any point, really.
Yeah, they've come out of nothing a lot of times.
Neither team has had like long spells of sustained pressure or possession or anything like that. It's been very back and forth and very choppy and physical.
There we go, Sam Dunford now down the right, out chasing everyone. He's got Corey Lee in the middle. Just enough work there for the Lions, just tipped it off his stick.
It was great wheels from Sam Dunford there to get that all the way down the way he did.
No, can't quite see what's happening as it's just in front of the benches, but Viney and Lee were in there for the Hawks. Here we go now,
Luca.
1-on-1, and that is in the back of the goal. It's Jack Hopkins.
It is indeed, and it was a great play by Luca at the blue line. I think he caught the entire Hawks team off guard by actually squeezing that pass through. Magnificent play by him. You can see him here. Picks it up, carries it over, and just wheels it through. And nobody even realised that he'd actually got it through to Hopkins as he just walked in behind the defence and put it around Trapan's.
Yeah, that close to the netminder and slightly near side of the post, and he still was able to get that in. I think Nix would want that one back.
I think the biggest question mark on that one has to be the way the Hawks defence handled it, honestly.
Well, here we are, final 2 minutes of the second period. The Lions now in the lead once again, 6-5.
As we were just saying, it's another goal out of nothing. That's exactly why I wouldn't rule it out.
Oh, Ludwig plucks that out of the air. Stays on side, shot taken straight into the chest of the netminder, and here we go.
Oh, there's a big tussle here now. Ludwig just cutting a little close to the netminder as far as the Lions were concerned, and they did not want him doing that. They're going to give him a big old shove and tell him to get the hell out of here.
I didn't see anything wrong with that personally. I'm not just saying that as obviously a Hawks fan, but I mean,
no,
there's almost so much he can do. He could have run into the netminder. He pulled back and got out of the way. He didn't shower him.
No, it's just, that's just how hockey is. The Lions players were just protecting their netminder, making sure that he doesn't get too close. Because, of course, as we know from the way Aaron Davis plays going forward, intimidation on netminders can go a long way. So, one back to Balmer. Balmer with a raspy shot, but it just tipped the stick of Dickinson, I think it was, through the traffic and doesn't count as a shot on target. Ludwig now. Lost. Oh, he's blown a tyre. Just managed to get a clean pass forward to Hazeldine, though. Interception, and the Hawks now have it on the left. Jared Dickinson, clever stick work there to keep it with him. In the centre, caught out of air, knocked forwards, but that's Bobby Streetley that's going to be the first man there with that puck. Talked to Bobby just before the game. He said he's only actually hit the ice twice in the last 12 months due to injuries and operations. Another big hit at centre ice there from Dickinson. Definitely not easing off on the bodies here.
No. Final minute of the second. Streetley just holding this up. He's got King with him. Pollitt wanting to take this forwards. King goes with it. Right wing there. Back into Pollitt. Shot taken, save, but he did not know where that was. And it's on the back of the net. I think the ref's going to blow this.
Came out again.
Came out. Fortunate for the Hawks as they're still trying to keep this momentum now and maybe get the equaliser with 30 seconds remaining in the period.
Another big tip in front just goes wide as Kearney Witter shoves a man off at the blue line. And another big hit from Reese.
I don't think he hit Reese. I think he hit Reese's arm. That wasn't a body to body.
Oh, it's under the pad there.
That wasn't frozen.
That wasn't
That
frozen.
was
And Aaron
not
Davis has
frozen.
gone in with every right to do so. But he has gone in hard, and the Lions are not happy about it.
Yeah, the netminder. The netminder hadn't frozen it. It was in front of him.
He was under his pad, I believe, but he wasn't in full control. And then he pulled his leg back away before a whistle was blown and revealed it right there in the crease for Aaron Davis to have a bit of a chop at. He came in there with speed and aggression. That poor net didn't deserve it.
12 seconds on the official game clock. Shot in, hits the iron. 3, 2, 1. And that is just a little bit too late there for the Hawks. But
that bounced off so many sticks and bodies before hitting the post as that went through. That was a crazy shot.
Yeah, in the end, what was a frenetic period end there as the Lions hold a 6-5 lead going into the third period. But I think we're going to see a lot more physicality in this final 20.
Definitely. I'd be surprised if we don't see a little fisticuffs, because honestly, the tension is very high in this game right now. Each side has a player injured who's had to come off from all the big body checks. Of course, John Jack, Kearney Witter, they're all throwing the bodies down a lot. Dickinson as well.
Yeah, just interested to see what the officials are trying to talk to players about here. There's just people trying to get off the ice. Well, we'll call that the end of our second period. So thank you, viewers, for watching that. Join us again in 15 minutes' time for the third period of regular time, when it's Nottingham Lions 6, Blackburn Hawks 5. We're going live. Hi and welcome back for the third and final period of regular play. Of course, this can go to overtime if the score is still square after 60 minutes. Alongside me for this one is Bryan Shuttleworth. Now, Bryan, you went down and had a bit of a look on the injury list. You've got some news for us?
Well, it's not just that. We've got a few updates all over the board. So the fourth goal for Nottingham has actually been updated to be for number 6, Jack Hopkins, now. And, yeah, indeed, it looks like Ellis Ritchie from the Lions has a pretty severe wrist injury and is unlikely to return. And Craig Lutkovich also has a nasty injury to the back of his knee and is unkitted and will not be returning for this game.
Okay. Well, they are now ready on the ice for the start of the third period. Of course, the Lions are holding a 1-goal advantage. The game is slowly getting more and more physical. We had a bit of an altercation in front of the net at the end of the second. Expecting that to boil over?
Maybe not boil over, but I'm expecting it to continue because that's what made the Hawks shut down the line so well in that second period, was throwing the body, making the hits, stopping the plays. And slowing down the speed too, because that's their biggest asset at the moment.
Now we're straight into heavy, fast and frenetic hockey at the moment. Both teams have come out all fired up. Of course, it is a bit still moist there down on the ice pad because, as we said, outstanding glove save there, but it's still a loose puck.
Bobbling all over the crease. Only just slapped away there, but my goodness, that could have gone anywhere.
But yeah, we were just saying it's still a bit moist out there because of the fact that we only have a genuine bang-on 15-minute interval for these games.
That's another sloppy, lazy icing to start the third period. Of course, Blackburn still on a single-goal deficit here.
Yeah. I'm actually genuinely really excited about this period. I've struggled at various points of this game with the frustrating nature of the progress. But this seems as though the energy levels for both teams are still very high.
Yeah, they're both definitely very intent on still working hard through into this third period because they have been putting everything on the line so far.
Aaron, wow! That was a powerful shot.
I didn't even see that one move. I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard the stick hit it, and the next thing I know, it's in the chest of the netminder. I didn't even see the puck.
Yeah. That's what made it for me. I didn't see it, and then the way he caught it, it's like no movement from the netminder. It was just there in him.
Of course, Aaron Davis, the only man who, during a training session in this rink, hit a slap shot like that, missed by a country mile into the glass, and actually broke a pane of glass.
That's a goal. That's gone in. It wasn't frozen. Now let's just watch that back on the replay.
I don't know if there's going to be some discussions over this one. I don't think that's going to stand.
No, wrong.
And that's
goal again.
Unfortunately the wrong replay. Because we need to refresh the replay feed. But I'd be surprised if that stands.
It has stood.
Very odd. I don't think the Lions are going to be happy about that one at all.
It's a shame we couldn't get the replay on that. Like I say, apologies. We are still learning with this technology. This is only our second game and the first one with replays, but we have 18 minutes and 30 seconds remaining of the regular third period. 6-6 now is the score. Now what can they do with this puck? It's not the driest ice out there at the moment, and it is sticking a little bit with some plays. Nearly away there, but not back in by Croston. Viney tips it out. Oh, that goes straight through. Here we go. We've got Lee. Shot, saved. Dunford was going for the rebound, but it just came off the wrong way for him. Quick turnaround now again for the Lions. Into the middle, saved. and frozen there. Didn't let Kieran Gibbs try and get a second shot on that.
You can definitely see the Hawks' strategy going forward here, and that strategy is shots on Sheldon. They know that he is not holding on to the puck when it's fired at him. He's giving up a lot of big rebounds, and as we saw from the other two periods, they've been capitalising on those, and they're definitely trying to do that again.
I'm still curious as to why they changed the netminder so early in the first period. I thought it may be because they're trying to rotate them during the game just to keep them both warm and on form, but Sheldon stayed out there for the remainder.
Yeah, Joshua Crane again is not even on the bench. He's actually stood by the plexiglass with his mask on, of course. Not his goaltending mask, but a trademark mask. COVID mask.
17-17 remaining. That's to Streetley. Streetley loses it. In the middle. Oh, very fortunate that hit a black skate rather than going through, carrying on to Newell, who was waiting for it. Round
Risky
two bodies.
Manoeuvre there through the middle.
But he played off as Ludwig had it forwards. Ulrich now trying to go for this. Can't get it, and that's knocked away there by Gretton. Ludwig again trying to get this puck there from James Neal. Yeah, he lost a skate, but then he actually had his stick in the right position to stop the Hawks gathering possession on that.
Newell actually just left the puck behind as he tried to stop and catch it. He blew a tyre.
So, Cade King to Reese Caney-Witter. Jean-Jacques with the shot there. Quick turner over by the Lions. Down the left now we've got Glossop. Still has the puck. Passes it over back in the middle. That's out over the blue, and the Lions are offside. They've got to come back out before they can go forwards once again. Luca. Looking for his opportunity, takes the shot, but the puck is still loose and stray. Back to Luca. Shot through traffic, but saved and held by Nick Strapans.
That's a good save as that shot got through the gap. He found that little seam through the middle, straight onto Trapans. And it's a good job he held it, because there were a lot of people in front of him with their sticks active and ready to jump on that rebound. But that line is definitely proving to be very, very dangerous for the Lions. With, of course, Hopkins and Luca together.
Obama around the boards. And out. Quick movement here from the Hawks. Just lost out there. Aaron Davis trying to get it back to Ruddick. A bit too far, and that allows the Lions to try and close in there as Berehofsky nearly got that puck. Clever work there from Berehofsky to get it through and find his man.
And working very hard in behind to keep that possession. But not really getting the support he needed.
Aaron Davis crushes his man and puts him on the ice. He's going to go back to the bench. He seems a bit jarred. Who was it that went down? I think it was Dermott.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
And here we go. The puck is back out. It was just tied up there by the boards. Lee, shot taken and saved there by Dunford.
What a toe save from Sheldon.
Yeah, Dunford was great with his stick work there. It's out and away now. Chris Butler, great poke check away and then pushed his man off the puck. That's a very definite tripping call.
Nothing given. Nothing given at all on that one, and that's very odd to see, because I agree with you, that was a very blatant trip.
That was the dictionary definition. Well, the pace and ferocity that we started this period with is just dying down a little bit. It's getting into being a scrappy affair again as it just bounces awkwardly off the glass.
I would say the aggression and physicality still hasn't really gone away. It's as any game you would expect
the speed,
captained by Kearney Whitter would be aggressive and physical.
Again, a very dangerous play to try and get the puck between the netminder and a player on the crease.
Yeah, it's not the safest play at all.
Oh, here we go. In the middle. Couldn't get the shot off. Back to the point. In, touches a stick. Stave. Oh, off the iron.
It's under bodies, but it comes out. The referee loses sight because he was on the net himself, and that's blown down, and that is a bad whistle from the referee. A very bad whistle, well, but my word.
The net was off its moorings.
I think the netminder might have shoved that.
12 minutes and 19 seconds remaining of regular time. Dickinson wins that. Back to Warnock. Here we go, Luca. Playing to the middle. Just a bit too much of a stretch there for Hazeldine.
It's another icing as that goes all the way back to the Blackburn end.
Yeah, and 11:59 remaining. So, just getting everyone into position now. Won by Luca, but it actually went forwards. So Warnock has it there for the Hawks. To Butler, back into the middle. And here we have Jared Dickinson trying to go through bodies. It's pushed off it there as Archie Hazeldine then gets it to Joseph Hazeldine. Again, shot, but it was blocked. Poke check there by Ludwig. Then pushed off it. And here we go forwards, but no support as the Hawks go for a change. Oh, he loses it out. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, Ludwig wasn't following the game. Didn't notice that the puck was actually just right behind him. It's unavoidable with him actually coming off at the time, but
I think the Hawks were actually about a hair's breadth away from a too many men call there as well.
Yeah, I think that's what they were shouting for the Lions bench. Here we go. That was a shot from range there by Croston. I think he could have maybe done a bit more with that than just pepper the chest of Trappans.
I think at the moment they just want to get some pressure in the Hawks zone and get a face-off down there, because they've been struggling to get into the offensive end so far this period.
10:48 remaining. Puck's loose and now being chased by James Riddick. Now that was...
Yeah, that's a terrible
That's a poor
whistle.
call. Poor call there by the officials. I did say earlier that I don't actually normally call the officials calling, but from this position, Riddick would have got there first.
By a country mile. There's no way that should have been whistled down on a hybrid icing rule.
Here we go, Streetley. To Butler. Back in the centre now to be chased by Riddick. Now Pollitt very well there pushing Dermot off with the shoulder. He's coming back out now. Oh, I don't think Croston was quite sure where that was then. No support, 4 black shirts around him. And Kieran Gibbs. Streetley gives it straight to Kieran Gibbs.
There's a big hit along the boards there.
Yeah, deliberate and slow play by the Lions just to tie it up in that corner. I don't know what they're trying to achieve with that work.
The Lions bench calling as if they wanted a boarding call on that, and that would be a very soft call if that were whistled down. But he's not healthy there. He looks a bit shook up from the hit.
In hits the skate of Dunford. He couldn't push forwards with it. Viney, Dunford and Corey Lee now with the pressure on the Lions. Both sides desperate for the lead. It's back in. Puck up in the air. Kearney Witter dumping it down ice. Oh, an unfortunate bounce, and that's stray and loose in front of the netminder. 2 great leg saves there.
Yeah, he's doing well this period to keep a lot of these rebounds out, but he's not holding any of them and giving the Hawks a lot of opportunities.
He appears to be a good reflex saving netminder.
Definitely agree with you on that one.
But yeah, that invariably means that you are splaying the puck out for someone else to do something with it. It's over and across. You've got Ulrich now. Ulrich with the puck. Shot. And that's into the window. Back out. Save again and straight loose. Still loose. Collected by Connor Glossop and out for the Lions. Less than 8 minutes remaining of regular time. Shot from distance there by Archie Hazeldine.
Lions
that's a stalemate.
Definitely seem intent on tying that up in the skates along the boards there.
Well, you said early on in the game that they were very good playing on the boards. They seem to be grinding it out on the boards now.
Yeah, and again, I think that's all coming as a reaction to how heavy hitting and physical Blackburn have become in this game. They've definitely focused on putting the body on as well as these long shots for rebounds. And it's paid off very well for them so far. For the 1.5 periods that we've seen since the first.
Butler. Oh, just loses out there. The Lions in possession. Connor Glossop just didn't keep hold of it cleanly. Pollitt going in quite heavy there on Hazeldine. Here we go. Luca. Shot. Saved. Well, actually, no, sorry. It went wide.
Good cycling in the corner here by Nottingham.
Another situation where it's just been tied up on the boards. It's not a stalemate though. The puck does eventually come out. 6 minutes and 52 seconds remaining. Here we go, Aaron Davis. Shot from distance and a save. And that draws a face-off.
And a face full of snow as well. And definitely the exact reaction you'd expect from the Lions on that one. He was he was so happy. One of Aaron Davis's favourite things to do is spray a netminder with snow like that.
Well, I think what happened then is he took the shot on the netminder, but because it wasn't blown for freezing, he's going to carry on going for that puck as though it's still in play. He only started pulling up when the whistle was blown.
I suppose Lucas Sheldon doesn't need to get his bottle and take a drink. He's just had one.
So there we go, face-off one. Rhys Kearney-Witter with the shot. Again, leg save, and it came out. I'm surprised that Dunford wasn't waiting for that, as that's then frozen by Nick's Traphans.
Yeah, Traphans definitely playing that very well there. It's very easy to try and play that off to the side, but that's where a lot of mistakes happen. Definitely the safest play to freeze that down. But yeah, I'm very surprised nobody was there to jump on the rebound from Kearney-Witter's shot there.
Yeah, we've said a lot that he does cough them up, and of course you're bound to from a shot like that. A very quick turnover there, but the shot wasn't on target. We've had no penalties yet in this third period.
Indeed, that was a great stick from Kearney-Witter on the goal line to block that pass too.
He does all that work and then just runs out of space. I think he's taken it a bit too far. He could have passed before then. Bailey Challans. I think that's going to be blown. Yeah, there we go.
The body's piling up along the boards. A lot of shoves and tussles and physicality. It's definitely a very different game of hockey to the previous home game here against the Widnes Wild. Both in scoreline and its actual overall gameplay style too.
Now, what can the Hawks do with this? Butler in, Jared Dickinson. Here we go, shot, hitting bodies there, the stick of Ulrich. That's in! That's a goal! Ulrich puts that in the back of the net. And with 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, the Hawks take the lead.
And it's another bobbling rebound on the back post. And he just manages to squeeze it by before he can get the pad extended.
There you go, Ulrich at the back post, and that's
indeed
in.
A goal for Blackburn that will give them the lead now.
Indeed, now let's see what kind of energy we get out of the Lions now in the final 5 minutes.
Already seeing it with a heavy tie-up like that from the face-off. They are raring to go.
Of course, as we said at the beginning of the programme, the Widnes Wild have 2 wins out of 2, which means they are at the top of the league on 4 points, and the other 3 teams, the Hawks, Sheffield and Nottingham, are all on 2 points each with a win and a loss, which means that whoever takes the spoils tonight will go on equal points with the Wild, albeit having played a game more before the Wild play this evening. I believe, is it this evening against Sheffield?
I believe it is the 4 o'clock game today, but interesting thing worth noting, Sheffield's 2 points actually both come from losses, as both their losses went to overtime, so they got a single point from each of them.
I thought they'd won one. So here we go, Butler to Ulrich. Puck in, loose again. Backhand there by Aaron Davis.
Some good strong plays here from Blackburn. They've definitely found their strength since the first period, and their strength seems to be in their strength. Using the body and shutting down the speed of the Lions.
Luca going forwards, he's got some pace in him when he has the puck. Oh, that was a bit of a poor pass from him, going back to challenge. 3 minutes and 35 seconds now remaining. Streetley round the goal and taking it forwards. Even managing to hit a man there. I'm not quite sure what Joe Humphries just said to him then as they were getting up. Long pass there from the Lions. Just got it through. Shot taken there by Kieran Gibbs. Riddock to Pollitt. Not cleanly through. Interception and work the other way now by Dermott. Then passes the puck. Where? Off the boards, just kept in at the blue. In the middle, poke check away there by Balmer. Eventually gets the shot off, does Crowston, but too tight an angle to do anything with.
Yeah, I think it was actually going wide, and Trappans was happy to snatch that one out of the air in the glove. Only 2 minutes 43 left in potentially the final period, but as we've said before, it's hard to rule out another goal with the way all the goals have come.
Back to the blue. In, just hits the body. And again hits the skate. And away now. Sam Dunford has it on his stick. Had it on his stick. It's been turned over again by the Lions. And of course, shot from distance by Luca. Hits the boards. Carries on going round. Collected at the point there by Hazeldine. 2:15 remaining. Pushing to the boards there, and the puck is still out and about. Here we go. Shot and save there from Glossop.
And it looks like the Lions are calling a timeout here off of that play.
Well, for them, obviously in this situation, we've got 1 second over 2 minutes remaining in the game. They need a goal.
Yes, and this game is so tightly contested, and as we keep saying, a goal can come from anywhere in this match. So it looks like they're drawing up some plans on their board in order to try and orchestrate that and get themselves tied up again and carry this out of a third period into potentially overtime situation.
Yeah, no, what I've normally seen in a situation like this before is a general game plan that is that once the Lions have got solid, stable possession of the puck and they're not in any real danger of losing it, pull in the netminder.
Yes, normally not as aggressive as 2 minutes.
No,
with only a 1 goal deficit. But
yeah,
that's definitely going to be part of their game plan here, I think. In fact, it looks like they're starting out like that with 2 minutes left. The netminder is starting on the bench with this face-off in the Hawks' end.
So it is that aggressive.
So indeed, it is that aggressive.
That's a surprise for me. As I said, I normally expect teams to be, if we win the face-off, then do it. If we lose the face-off, then there's an empty net. You need to win the face-off and have solid, stable, comfortable possession before you pull your netminder.
And they did actually lose that face-off, but it got blown down for a false start.
Luca's going in for this face-off for them. He has invariably won them this evening, to be fair. He's been pretty good on the draw. Shot in, hits bodies. Can it be kept in by Hazeldine? No, it can't. Just cycles it over. Now, what is he going to do with this now? Still too tight an angle to do anything with. They have actually got someone shielding the netminder, which is something they've not really done all game.
They did it on their power plays, but not in their 5-on-5 play, although this, I guess, is similar to a power play.
Yeah, it is a one-man advantage, albeit very risky one. 1 minute and 15 remaining. Just kept in there by Joe Hazeldine.
And I cannot believe he's missed the net on that shot. He had an absolute open net to look at there, and he's fired it high.
Well, here we go, final minute.
And of all the players to do that, it was Vladimir Luka as well.
Now, to the Lions' credit, since they've pulled their netminder, they've had essentially 100% possession. It is a defensive game for the Hawks. Just trying to stop that shot from getting off. Is this going over the blue? It is. But Lions still keep possession. 35 remaining.
And the Hawks aren't getting overexcited about the prospect of an empty net either. They're playing this very calm and patient, exactly the way they should be.
Yeah, they don't need to score. They just need to make sure they don't concede.
This is going to be
This is
chased here
pushing by Pollitt. 15 seconds remaining. What can the Lions do? Hits the body and there it is.
It's wide.
Missed, but that's an icing call.
It will be an icing, yeah, because there are still technically even strength. And the face-off will come back into the Hawks' end with exactly a second remaining.
The Lions bench are shouting something at the officials. Now I can see the Hawks just putting every single player in front of that net. I've seen situations in this arena where the Hawks have conceded from a face-off with 1.8 seconds remaining in the game. It's all about passing to someone that can just do a snipe straight away. But
Like
there we
that,
go.
but
That's it. That is the end of the game. The Lions gave it everything. Fantastic in the first period, scoring first and taking a 2-goal lead. But ultimately the Hawks were successful this evening and they ground out that result.
yeah, they had to completely change their game plan in order to actually counteract the way the Lions were playing. And to their credit, after that first period, they came out a different side, playing in a completely different way. Putting a lot more bodies on, putting a lot more pucks on the net, going for those rebounds like Ryan Finnerty was saying in the intermission interview. And ultimately, it's what got them the win.
Yeah, well, that of course puts the Hawks on equal points with the Wild at the top of this. They have played a game more though, so it's all down to what happens with the Wild tonight. But they've looked strong all tournament.
They've looked incredibly strong all tournament, but I wouldn't write off Sheffield. They are a good side, so they'll be giving them as good a fight as they'll get, I'd say.
Okay. Well, of course, that is the end of the game here. Because of COVID regulations, etc., they don't really have the on-ice MVP presentations as you would normally expect from a hockey game. So that is it from us. The next game is next Saturday.
Sunday.
Sunday, sorry. It's the 4 p.m.
It is.
The 4 p.m. game. So it's not a matinee one. So I imagine that we'll get more people tuning in for that one. Of course, don't forget there are other games across this tournament that are being broadcast by the other teams. So just watch social media and all other channels if you wish to be watching those games as they happen. Of course, it's the Widnes Wild